Who's hungry?
Me. Not me. I,
Any outstanding questions or anything of the sort before we get started?
yeah. Can you tell me what this character's saves are?
Something something recall knowledge, something something find out.
Something. Shove it up. Yeah.
As you give a nod to Soba, there is a tense silence, with only three things able to be heard. First, the beating of your own heart. Second, is the strange pale woman with darkened veins dancing as playfully as she is menacingly on the connector above, swaying the creaking pulley. The third, Thinnis, is the sound of your coat shuffling as you reach for your coat pistol. Her eyes lock with yours, and you see her lips move as she puts her hands out, balancing on the connector and smiling down at you. You see the night sky behind her turn to morning in the blink of an eye as she crouches to pounce. Will everyone please roll me their initiative? Soba, you may roll with athletics, based on what you mentioned before, and we'll check the results and see what happens.
Alrighty then.
Crazy roll. I will give you the option of this being a roll to trip or a roll to disarm.
I guess Trip would make the most sense because his idea was to knock her over with the sway of the elevator. So
Cool.
thematically, I'll go with Trip.
Begin encounter. She will technically go before you, but since you did tie her, I'll still give you this. As she goes to pounce down towards Thinnis, you shake the rope leading to that southwestern corner, and as she is about to jump down, she is jostled and falls flat down to the ground. Landing on the ground, she starts prone, forcing her to use her first action to get up. And as she does that, she takes a look behind her and says, "Perhaps I'll get to you." And she turns back to the rest of the party and is going to roll to tumble through.
That's a pretty high roll.
That's a pretty high roll. Thinnis, she slips by you, nudging you in the side as she goes by, knocking you off balance. As she does this, she also seems to have a certain air about her as she takes a swing at you with her fighting fan.
That hits.
Roll for damage.
Is Buddy not getting involved in this fight?
No, he is not. He is currently, pressed himself up against the fence right now. He is, extremely tired, because while everybody else took a rest, he stayed up the whole night working on the pulley.
I think you should lock the fuck in.
14 damage as she gets behind you. Soba, it is your turn.
First things first, going to take 2 actions to move and 1 action to strike. Ooh, a 2 on the die is a pretty strong start for the day.
As you run up, thinking that she's, focused on attacking Thinnis here, you miss your punch, and she takes her reaction to make a strike at you as you critically fail.
Oh.
24.
Wait, you can critically fail on attacks if they're...
If you're 10 under their AC.
Oh yeah, if they're
Yep.
under, that's right. Oh, that hits.
She has more AC than me. She's higher level. That's not fair. 11?
11 damage.
All right, and I end my turn.
Azadan, what would you like to do?
I'll try this first on Themis.
Attempt a diplomacy check. 18. That meets the first DC. What do you tell Thinus?
Don't worry about it. Just get behind and regroup. It's like trying to it stopped them from taking themselves out immediately as the first thing that happens is I'm getting hit.
Cool.
Thinness is still like kind of shocked a little bit, but nods at you.
That's
Roll 1d8. You get 3 stamina back.
I go try casting
A spout. Save DC 18 basic reflex. Cool. Let me roll that reflex save for her.
Okay.
Critical success.
I assume Glacio can't just get through allies to get here.
You can walk through allies. So
Okay.
that would be the last of your actions. Ortix, what would you like to do?
I'd like to pull up.
Stoked flame stance.
You already know.
Ooh, a 27. That is going to hit. And that is not.
Well, she doesn't have any more reactions, so don't care.
It's true. I'm gonna be soaking those up.
And give me a fortitude save.
Ooh, alrighty. DC 18 fortitude.
That's a success. So nothing happens. I guess I have one more action. Her fortitude's definitely higher than 20. I was gonna grapple her. I could shove. Shove is also against her fortitude.
To help describe the arena, there is like walls on the northern and southern side. You can see the sort of guardrails. There isn't, however, on the western and eastern sides.
I feel like unless her con is like negative, there's no way that her fortitude is less than 20. But I will try to grapple her anyway. Map minus 10. That won't beat it.
Yeah, that does not succeed. All right, Thinnis, over to you.
I'm going to devise a stratagem to attack with my sword cane. Oh,
That's
hey.
a pretty good stratagem.
You should
that one.
use
Dude.
that one.
Thinnis locked the fuck in. What the hell?
I like that stratagem.
You're welcome for the speech, by the way.
Yeah, it's a little appreciated. With that, I will also do my recall knowledge check.
And what are you looking to know?
I would like to know, I would like to discern their AC or something close to it.
Okay, you can tell that they're incredibly evasive. Their AC is 23.
Hey. Okay.
They
Okay.
can't be that healthy though.
Sick. Well, in any case, I will now strike with my sword.
God.
Nice crit.
Roll me that critical damage. 10. What does this crit look like as, you guys start to surround her in the corner and you recover?
I think that Thinis was, knocked off guard, kind of like took a knee a little bit. Azadan helped Thinis, but still kind of sat there for a sec. And as everyone is surrounding her, as I stand up, I do a quick slash towards her, and it catches her on her torso.
You see coming from her torso the same sort of speckled blood start to drip out of that wound. It is back up to her turn.
I have one more action.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
All right,
roll your
what would you
roll.
like to do?
I would like to use my Aeon Stone to cast Shield.
Cool. Now with that, let's back up to Bastille. You see her run her fan over that wound that you just made. She then tries to tumble through once more.
That's against what?
Tumble through is against your reflex DC.
That beats it, yeah.
Cool. In which case, she rolls again to the other side of you, knocking you off balance.
Man, if I had my reaction. If I could make her stand still.
And then, with her fan covered in her own blood, she is going to take a swing at you. But before she sort of swings, she folds up the fan into like just the stick and stabs it into you. An 18.
Yeah, that beats it.
All right. She loses this effect. Here it is. Okay, so add that to it. Which is always a good thing to hear when the DM is figuring out damage. Take that. Take
Hey.
this. So take the 11, take the 5, and then roll me a fortitude save.
I'm taking physical damage, so I'm going to use my shield block reaction.
Alrighty.
Which will take 5 damage off, so I'll just take the first one.
What does the shield sort of look like? I guess it's coming from the Aeon Stone, but how do you imagine the shield looking?
The shield kind of takes more the form of like it looks a lot more like a pinkish body outline more than like a physical shield. So when the fan kind of pokes through, it shatters like a part of the shield and the rest dissipates.
Can you roll me that fortitude save?
Yes.
Ooh.
22. That does succeed.
Ooh.
In which case, she has her last action. She is going to fan back out her fan and hold it sort of defensively. Soba, it's on to you.
As she tumbles through Thinis, Soba just like swiftly moves and sweeps around, kind of predicting where she's gonna go. In his battle rage, just leave them alone, worm, and he will strike at her from behind. And surely roll better than a 2.
Surely.
That's a lot better than a 2.
That is a lot better than a 2. Holy shit. Despite her taking this sort of defensive stance, you still find a way to just overpower through it.
It's just, what's the fan made out of?
Mostly like bamboo, and then the top of it is bladed.
Okay.
Like every little segment of it has a different razor blade on it.
So it was not the kind of fighter who aims to like go around shields and armor. He just tries to punch those things into the other person if they ever fight against him with it. So he's just blowing the fan into her chest. And he's gonna go for it again too. 17
Does not succeed. And as she dodges the second blow, you see her get that sort of focused air about her. Oops.
Yeah. He sees her kind of focus up, and he's gonna do the same. And after whiffing another heavy hit, his next is gonna be an actual martial arts strike. Ooh, and I roll a 3. I love rolling 2s.
Ooh. She takes advantage of this misstep from you.
That's fair. Harmlessly bounces off of his hard bod.
Yeah, for sure.
And I have my turn.
Cool. A whiff for a whiff. Azadan, what would you like to do?
The first thing is Azadan and Glacial swap places. In my head, this is like Azadan scuttling under Ortex and Glacial just floating over him.
So that's your act together?
Yeah.
Cool. You have 2 actions.
I want to do this off of my wand on Themis.
It's 6 plus 8, because that's an additional 8 healing points for that.
Gotcha. And I think that's all my actions.
Yep. Ortix, what would you like to do?
I'd like to beat the shit out of her.
I should have had the foresight to move here. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Glacio's flanking for me. Anyways, here we go. Ba-bam.
Both misses.
Even with off guard?
Smiles.
Man.
The first one is a miss with off guard due to
That's
the
crazy.
stance she has taken.
That's crazy. Okay. Would a grapple with assurance succeed?
A grapple with assurance would succeed.
Just ignore
here.
this. I need to.
Come here.
No con having bitch.
Clearly she doesn't have con. She's sick. Look at her.
Yeah, it's actually probably not a great idea, but
No, I can take it.
okay. I'll keep one of my heals ready for you.
Thinis, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna do the same thing I always do. I need to devise a stratagem. That's pretty good.
That's a pretty good stratagem.
Dude, your stratagems are crazy today.
We know her AC, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I thought we got it from
Theoretically.
it. Okay.
Well, we know that I tried to know, but I could have
Okay.
failed.
Gotcha.
It's true. The knowledge could have been dubious because if her AC was actually 23 and she stanced up with the fan, which I assume is a parry, that would have put her at 24, which means a 22 would have hit with off guard, which it means either A, she has a skill that prevents flanking, or B, her AC is higher than 23.
So basically, it's around there.
Okay.
My recall knowledge this time will be for. I would like to know elemental weaknesses.
She has no weaknesses, resistances, or immunities.
Sick. Knowing this, I'm gonna slash at her.
That roll. That is a hit.
Rough.
The low roll. Sad.
2 and a 1.
But hey, damage on the board is damage on the board.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess I'll just attack again. Multiple attack penalty.
That will miss.
Okie doke. It's my turn.
Alrighty. Back up to her. Looking quite injured at this point. You see her drop out of that stance and proceed to try and tumble through.
She has
In
to
a break?
escape first.
Oh,
She has to
true.
leave my hands
You
first.
are grabbing her
I have her
currently.
fucking grabbed in my bird hands
She is going to attempt to escape.
and fail.
Oh! And crit fail even.
Oh, that's great for me. I
What
love that. I
is-
love to hear that. You can't attempt to escape again until your next turn. You were stuck here, rat.
Noticing your iron grip, her sort of keen smile she's been wearing this whole time, sort of turns to a little bit more straight faced as she looks you in the eye and takes a
Hippie.
folds up her fan and goes to strike you.
That's a crit.
Let
I can do
me
this.
let me roll that damage.
Ouch.
Just take 21 damage, as well as 10 damage.
Instantly down.
Oh.
as she realizes she has another way out. Taking a look at her surroundings, she is then going to take her other hand and reach down to her side and pull up another fan. And as she does that, you see her sort of run it against her wound as she smiles at the remaining 3. Soba, it is your turn.
Seeing Ortix
She
go
doesn't
down,
have this anymore.
he's just gonna let out a big old roar, followed by a demoralize attempt.
Oh, Ortix, can you please put yourself at dying 2, by the way?
Dying 2.
Yeah, since you went down to a crit.
Oh yeah, for intimidation against her will. Probably fails.
Yes, she stares back at you, stone cold.
Well, he's gonna try to punch that stone cold face of hers. 23 with flanking.
Narrowly you manage to strike her. Full damage.
Oh, brother. 12. Near death, huh?
What else would you like to do?
Hope for a 19 or above.
Let's go gambling.
Or rather, a 17 or above. 22!
Ooh.
No!
That is going to miss.
Do you have any hero points?
Yeah, I do.
Would it be worth it though? Because that's a 16.
Yeah.
I guess.
Man, if only I rolled my non-heavy-handed hit, I could have... Fuck, I would have made that success. Oh well. And I end my turn. Speaking of hero points, you have a hero point not to die, right?
I have one. Yeah.
Okay.
Would you rather I heal you so you can take a turn?
Sure.
I'll press the 2-action heal versus living.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a lot of help.
15.
I'll give that.
Bring yourself to
puts me
wounded
at-
one.
Does she have nimble dodge? Is that what it was? No, but she used her reaction.
The thing that gave her extra AC was the stance she was taking.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what that was.
Probably something with the fans.
Hands don't have parry on them.
Maybe these ones do.
Maybe they do. Maybe they're special fighting fans.
That is going to miss.
Yeah, I figured.
Act together with Glacial.
That
last thing?
She have any? Oh,
I mean,
can
do you
I
wanna
hit? Can
punch
she
it?
attack?
Yeah?
You both do an attack. Okay.
Oh. And that's my turn.
Thinking about it, smiles. She's going to use her reaction here.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh.
8, that is going to
Against
be
Glacial.
a hit, not a crit. Damage. Take 9 damage.
Thank God Glacial and I have 19 AC.
And then Thinnis.
Finish her!
No longer off guard.
I have to think about what I'm going to do. I have to devise a stratagem. That one's a little less good than I wish it was, but that's okay.
It's still a pretty good stratagem, I think.
I mean, it still works. And then my recall knowledge this time is going to be for... I would kind of like to know, like, biological information, like maybe a perceived race, class, that type of thing.
Could you find out what type of down with the sickness she has through this?
Okay. You recognize her as Vishkanyan, who maybe somewhere in your studies, or perhaps you know, being a detective back in your old city, they're pretty rare, especially in the inner sea, but they have most notably very venomous blood. And some of them in particular have an even stronger sort of version of that, denoted by sort of almost metal-like looking flakes in their blood. And judging on what you've seen of her, you can certainly tell that she has that.
Okay. From a glance, and you can tell me if I need to like make a check for it. Has her like fan been coated in this stuff? Like, are we getting slashed with it?
Oh, one of hers is. She did coat it once, against you,
Okay.
and she coated the other fan as she drew it out.
Got
Wait. So was it still in effect when she hit me?
No, it wasn't, because
Then why did I take the...
you didn't take poison damage.
What was that extra 2d6 then?
Smiles.
Okay.
I will go ahead and make my strike.
23, that is going to hit. Roll me some damage.
Yep. Yippee.
Damn.
Damn.
Or-
Dude.
As you hit her, she turns around to you and sort of puts one of her fans to her head as she shakes it. And as she opens her eyes, you see her sort of golden irises turn to a sort of dull gray for just a moment and then flick back to gold as she smiles. Not quite done yet.
Can I help Ortix up with my last action?
I would say probably. I think that makes sense. Use an interact action to try and get Ortix up.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I do that.
Cool.
Don't forget to pick up your weapons.
Oh yeah, let me do that.
It is as this happens and sort of as you help Ortix up as she's sort of recovering, that with a sort of whoosh, you notice around sort of the elevator as you guys descend into the cloud barrier.
Getting a
Oh.
little foggy.
As you guys now find yourself within the clouds. It is incredibly hard to see each other. Everybody counts as concealed right now.
What is that, DC 5?
DC 5
Flat check?
flat check to hit. If you are doing a targeted thing. That does also include the other way around, Smiles.
Huh. That's okay, it won't matter. I'm going down here this turn.
True. Ortix. It is
Oh.
your turn.
Alright, I pick up my weapons. Stance up.
Hands up.
I'm going to flurry, which means you need 2 DC 5 flat checks for me. That's a pretty good one.
That's a success. That's a
That's a
success.
pretty good one. Okay. Okay. That's awesome.
Rough.
Can I like swap the 19 for one of my other ones? Actually, do I want to use a hero point on this? Let's see. That's a 10.
Could use a hero point.
That's 12. You know what? Fuck you. Damn. Okay. That was a DC 5 flat check.
Oh. Wait,
gonna
oh,
try to
for just another attack?
That was gonna try to grapple her.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh
You're able to find her through the fog, but can't land that hit.
well.
Her turn once again. I'm going to take this opportunity to tumble through Thinness.
Always me.
20, just barely beating out your reflex DC. Once again, you feel the familiar feeling of her slipping by you. And with that, that gives her this, and she's going to use it immediately as she strikes you once more with her poison, with the other poisoned fan.
She has swashbuckler.
23.
She has to roll her flat check.
Just a roll.
Oh,
the flat check.
true.
Yeah.
Cheater. DM's cheating.
Cheater. 7.
Okay. Yeah, that's 23 still hits.
Thank God that wasn't hidden. Damage. 10 from that. And... Ugh.
I'm down.
Can you also roll me a fortitude save?
Yeah.
Nice.
As you sort of lose consciousness, as she stabs this fan into you, you feel terrible as you fall back and you hit the ground. Please set yourself to dying 1. That, and she will take another swing to her side at Azadan with multiple attack penalty.
Oh my god. I know what her rolls are now. That's a nat 20.
That is going
Give me
to be a
DC flat
crit.
check.
Oh, true. Thank you for keeping me honest.
GM's trying to cheat again.
GM is trying to cheat again. Twenty 27 damage. No added damage here.
Is it down here? Oh.
Oh. When you feel ready, you can describe how this looks.
I think as the slice goes through and Azadan's eyes start going dull, the wound ices over, and Azadan drops the illusion. Like they stop being this human frail creature, and their hair starts catching on like cold fire as they their head rolls back over and their eyes kind of, or their hair kind of like falls over their face as Glaciel's form starts to dissipate into their body.
Can you pop combine with Eidolon into the chat as well? That action. Manifest into Eidolon.
Yeah.
And that will be the end of Bastille's turn. Soba, is your turn.
My flat check first. Awesome.
Nope.
Can I re-roll this?
It is a d20 roll, so yes, you can. If you would like to hero point that. Which would pretty much mean you succeed.
Alright, well I'm just gonna pretend I succeed then. I'm gonna roll my actual attack.
Cool.
Kinda need to hit with this. Ah.
Oh.
Alright. Flat check. Alright.
Okay.
And flat check.
Okay. Only map -5.
Wouldn't I still be rolling map?
You didn't
I've-
actually roll a strike, did you?
No.
But you're still
I-
attempting a strike.
Yeah,
so it
it's
still gives you map, even if you don't.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Because you were still attempting to strike.
That's why I wanted to use the hero point on the check instead of the roll. Damn. Oh, brother. And now my turn.
She is going to use her reaction.
Yeah, I figured.
DM, where's your flat check?
Oh, true.
Thank you, Nut.
Well, 23 still hits.
Damage 11. Azadan, I will say, be aggressive. You can do anything you want as long as it would be aggressive, as Glacial tries to avenge you.
Would you consider keeping themselves in to hit more at all aggressive?
Yeah, I would.
I think on themselves and then just starts striking directly at them.
It's probably the 2-action heal on self.
Hey, that would mean less hits unless I.
True.
So the 1 action range of touch.
Yeah,
Nice.
Nice. 7 health back.
and then I think the wounds coalesce a little, and they start just like rabidly striking, just like not making not human noises as they try to strike at this thing.
Ortix.
I am going to use a potion on Dennis. And then I am gonna pull up and I'm gonna punch her.
Hell yeah.
Dude. I'm gonna reroll the first one.
Yes, I didn't roll your map stuff or whatever.
The
No,
I know.
the second one is with math.
No, the
concealed
what's it called?
Oh, true.
flat checks.
Should do those before you determine if you're re-rolling that.
It's first one,
Oh, success.
both success. And you're using hero point on.
The first
one?
one. Oh, God.
Whew.
So got the 6.
So that
That'd be a
is-
16.
Yep,
Plus 9.
16 plus 9. That is a 25.
25.
That is a hit. Roll damage.
And roll me a fortitude save, if it matters.
It does matter.
Roll.
18.
It's a success. That's my turn.
Damn, that's like an exact success.
Even if she failed, it has incapacitation, so she'd need to crit fail.
Thinis. Ortix pours this potion in your mouth and gets you up. Your eyes shoot open. Your weapons are at your side on the ground. What would you like to do?
I get up. I will drink another healing potion and pick up my sword. That's my turn.
Breathing heavily, with a wide smile on her face, Ortix. She goes to tumble through you.
Okay. That's a success.
She does go by you, and she does apply off guard. Hello, Sofa. She is then going to get and immediately spend that buff as she tries to strike you.
Flat check.
and-
Flat check. Will the flat checks be in your favor?
Oh.
They will. Sorry, I had you selected there. But she thinks that she has an exact strike on you as she folds up her fan and pushes it forward, and then realizes that it goes just past your head. In a sort of act of almost desperation, she is going to swing her other fan out. Let me do the flat check first this time, and then roll the normal hit
And whiff.
as a 17 as you avoid it. And that is going to be all of her actions. Soba.
Alright, I had to flex my whole body.
Flat check.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
16.
Wow, I wish that was actually just my roll because I would have hit.
So true. Me after rolling a 19.
A 23. You manage to land it. Roll me that damage.
9 damage.
Describe how it looks.
He has just been slithering behind her this whole time and swinging as soon as he gets behind her. That last attack was with a martial attack as opposed to his normal meaty hooks, as you can tell by the fact that I have +5 to hit instead of +4. So he just kind of fingers forward, just kind of jabs her in the back just to collapse her and not kill her.
Ortix, you see as Soba hits her in the back, her eyes go from that gold to gray, and then they close as she hits the ground.
What a terrible individual. Oh, good thing we're coming out of this unscathed, he says, still unscratched.
Ortix with a new hole in his chest right now. Yeah.
You hear Azadan hit the ground.
Ortix, could you tie her up?
Let's see. I have what's in my backpack, I believe.
I'm gonna. He starts
Okay.
fumbling around for healing potions on his hip to offer them to his two friends who got brutally maimed that fight.
I will use some rope from my backpack to tie her up, and then sit on her with my full body weight to keep her pinned to the ground.
I'm gonna be wrapping my entire self around her as soon as we're done with this. I'm not going anywhere.
Ortix is roosting atop her unconscious body.
Oh, loot her too.
Miss, do I still
Oh
go
yeah, you know,
unconscious?
I'm disarming. I'm removing her fans first of all.
Do I still go unconscious even if I used a potion during that?
I'll
This is
say
GM's ruling.
no. GM's ruling. I'll say in this particular instance, you can probably stay conscious, especially since we're like, out of combat. It would be like, a couple seconds after combat, you start to come to. So.
Okay.
What's she hiding on her? I'm taking the fans out of her hands first thing.
You figure out that she has 4 fighting fans.
I'm taking them all. She can get them back for me after school.
She has the 4 fighting fans, and she has 30 gold pieces on her. Other than that, she doesn't seem to have any sort of like magical items or anything like that on her.
Party stash, gold, add 30 gold.
I'm putting all 4 of her fighting fans in my backpack.
Directly into yours.
Yeah.
She lost the Pokemon duel.
Yeah, she lost the Pokemon duel and it fucking downed us. No.
You
No
hear a quiet voice from the corner. It sounds like it's over.
For now.
No. I think through the fog they see Azad and Glacial give him the most bombastic side eye. Like eyes glowing, but a side eye before they just go back to glaring at the body, not the corpse.
And wants to make it a corpse.
Fear not, friend. We thoroughly handled this creature.
I apologize. I suppose that taking the time to work on the pulley instead of rest may have been not in my best interest. I wasn't expecting to be, ambushed here.
Well, this one was quite a nimble one. Hard to predict.
Terrible violence from this one.
They nod, although they are hard to see through the fog, for only a bit longer as you finish tying her up. The fog clears, and with that as well, I need to press a couple buttons here. Give me a moment. As you sort of burst out the bottom of the cloud barrier, you all start to get a sense of the great expanse around you. It is a wide open, sort of that same cylindrical, smooth look you saw at the sort of mouth of it above, but it continues down and down and down, and deep below, dark shades of green can be seen, but it's impossible to make out exactly what lies down that far. Pockets and holes can be seen amongst the walls, supposedly connecting somewhere in a network behind the scenes, along with grassy cliffs connecting them from the outsides. Above, the cloud barrier can still be seen, letting in a surprising amount of light, despite blocking the view completely. You guys can feel free to take 10 in the game if you want to take a breather or anything of the sort.
Yes.
I'll definitely be doing that.
Get myself back my 17 points of stamina.
Roosting atop the unconscious person's body, I take a breath.
The pulley continues downwards over these 10 minutes. After the woman begins to wake up. Let me apply restrained. I'm.
Good morning.
Can I look into her eyes?
Yeah,
What color are they?
gray. You also notice that the sort of dark veins she had sort of going up her sort of cheeks and along other parts of her body, that has also subsided.
This one has special eyes.
Can I roll?
Vortex has found romance on the battlefield, I see.
No, not this one.
Oh. What an odd comment to make then.
They changed color, I think.
So you're on top of her. Is she like?
I'm like peering. I'm like basically like on top of her, but like I'm leaning over this side, looking into her face.
Okay. Looking around the best she can, she probably sees Thinness and sort of the familiar cuts and stab on his jacket, and her expressionless face turns into a slight frown. She says, I am terribly sorry. I can assume what happened here."
Assume you were here.
Yes, but also no.
Ortis scratches his head at that.
She closes her eyes as she's still sort of coming to and collecting herself. My eyes, they were different color, you mentioned, yes?
They changed before me.
Sort of looking to her side and seeing that you are all in the air, she just sort of goes, "I suppose we have the time, and explanation is due at the very least. I have a condition, and that is why I'm here."
Are you cursed like that one? And he points at the
Aaron,
Aaron.
he looks back and almost surprised on his face as you mentioned that. And she says, I suppose a curse in a way."
He immediately gets away from her. he remembers that Aaron said not to get near him either, or something to that effect, and so he gets away from on top of her.
Masterly misinterpreted Arctics.
She sits up, still restrained, but she at least rights herself to look back at the group, and says, well, it's not it's not contagious. It's my blood is too strong for my body.
Soba nods knowingly.
Ortix is confused at the concept of blood being strong.
The way my body, I suppose, has found a way to cope is to change. And when it does, I have little control. I do not know what she does when I am not here, but I have seen the results and heard tales. And as best as she can, sort of sitting and tied up, she bows at least her head and says, "I am incredibly sorry. I do not mean to harm other adventures where I can help it."
Ortix sort of sits down, Plume's standing, but not like hostile. He's deep in thought and just comes to the conclusion, saying out loud, "Friend and foe."
You're like a warrior who has not calmed their rage yet. Maybe I can teach you the ways of the warrior.
She smiles a little painedly and says, "Unfortunately, if I quell the other side, I will more than likely die before I hit the bottom. I assuming you're all headed there as well."
Yes. Do you have like a food allergy or something that makes this happen, or?
Is
No, her blood is strong.
No, I know her blood's strong, but like
It overpowers her.
when my blood gets really strong too, my eyes also change, but I'm like relatively in control of that.
Yes, but your blood does not overpower you. Look at this one. Her blood could overpower her.
Beg to differ, but
Shane grins painedly. Yes. It's simply a reaction that my body takes when the pain gets to be too much. It is quite hard for me to stop it. So it's sort of a ticking time bomb.
Shouldn't expect it for a little while, though, right?
Hopefully. I mean,
okay.
It's processed itself through my body, so I, along with the, she looks around on the elevator, blood I've lost, I will more than likely be fine, at least for a short while. Enough for us to get off of here and part ways. I wouldn't want to be in your hair any longer.
Ortix takes a look at his plumage and doesn't say anything.
All right. He like puts like the bottom of his fist in the palm of his other hand as he clearly has a really bad idea.
Azadan is immediately putting a hand on his shoulder. No. Please, no.
So we will be parting our own ways, absolutely, because you're not a threat to us, and we'll give you back your. I mean, unless Ortix wants them, your fans. You're not getting your money back though. That's ours.
I have no need for such things.
She nods, and this is fair.
With the exception that if you ever come across another group of roughly this many people, and they call themselves Soul, you have to give them the same treatment you gave us.
Azadan loudly sighs behind the...
I have very little control, but I will try my best.
Perfect.
Exchanging the rope for the fans in his backpack, Ortix will return her fans.
Appreciated. Looking at the rest of the party, though, she says, I certainly don't mind parting ways with the gold I had. Although I find it hard. Do you have a use for it?
Replacing the healing potions that we had to spend kicking your ass and having our ass kicked by you.
She sort of tilts her head. It's just by trading with other delvers.
Don't worry about it.
Don't
worry about it. in the emotional version of stepping on Soba's foot to shut him up, but he has none. So...
She raises an eyebrow.
Soba's also raising an eyebrow at Azadan.
She raises an eyebrow and then shakes her head. It's like, everyone has their secrets, I suppose. I am in no space to pry. I have
no secrets. I tell no lies, even. He stops and thinks about that for a moment. Actually, I don't think I tell lies.
She points over to Azadan. I believe they, at least for what it's worth, do
I,
do have a
I,
secret.
I apologize if me not wanting to tell the person who almost killed me how I do something is a problem. I understand you have a situation, but may I suggest just carrying a dagger and be blooding a little bit when you feel stressed?
Well, I do try that.
Very
The
good.
I can only do so much to prevent it. I'm not super sure of the. She waves her hand in the air. The exact reasons, but switching to the other me somehow makes it all just go away after a little bit, at least for a time.
So, how do you plan on fixing that here? Fountain of blood cleaning here? We fought Naga.
She throws up her hands in like an actual shrug, and she says, "I my hope is that the Delvers are right, and that there is some sort of fish or something down here. Surely
witch.
there's something. Sure, you all have heard the rumors up above."
I, for the most part, was paying attention.
Well, I didn't exactly purposely. I I found myself in the hollow before I really had the chance to make the decision to go down or not. So
Wait a minute. Like, clearly all circuits are firing in his brain at the same time as he's, like, trying to put something together.
All two of them.
You are trying to make a wish to fix your blood from making you angry, or whatever that was. But you were also put here by your angry blood. So, what would happen if you find this wishing well or whatever when your blood is angry?
she throws up her hands again in a shrug. I guess we'll, see when we get there.
That's great.
I see you've planned very well for your trip.
It's
I hope you have rations to eat on the way, at least.
She nods.
think-
I'm quite good at scavenging for myself. I tried very hard to stay out of cities and the sort. I do not like doing this sort of thing. I've traveled a long way to be here. It's simply, at the very least, this is a better place to be than anywhere populated.
Anyway, if my memory serves me right, it was an elf, a human. What else was in that party?
No, that's okay. You can forget about that part, I think.
Was it a half elf?
She
Oh, and a
smiled.
dog with a fake eye. That one's pretty noticeable. And a dwarf. That's right, a dwarf. If you come across that, same
As in
treatment.
As an is doing the hand gesture under their neck, just like don't like
she throws an understanding smile at Azadan, and I'll keep my eye out. She takes a step to the side and looks down, and says, "Well, at least it seems like we might have a jumping off point soon, but there is a cliff face that is close enough to sort of make a jump over to, that is flat ground."
We'll let you go ahead, and we'll catch up after gathering ourselves. Oh, what was your name?
I am Bastille, and she does a slight bow. I believe The other me has a different name, but it's hard for me to recall.
Well, I'm Soba. This is Team Heart of Delvers, Morticians.
Yep, exactly that. Delver's Mortician.
Can't remember the name of the company that hired us, but we're contracted from the surface. I'm just here as muscle.
She gives a nod and says, "I can see that."
I'm on a pilgrimage. I must conquer the depths.
A worthy reason to come down here. I certainly wish you luck.
He nods his head.
Well, we will hopefully not come across you again, or if we do, in better circumstances.
That is certainly the hope. As the elevator gets closer, she takes your advice to go first. And as it gets down towards that ledge, it's still a couple feet up from it. But she says her goodbyes and hops down to the other ledge and begins to let me take you to the layer 2 overworld, and I can describe exactly what she does.
Whoa.
Oh.
Cue epic music. So true.
Wait, this map, it's vertical.
It's vertical. It's true. We'll
That's
get into
fucked
that
up.
shortly.
That's
As
fucked up.
exploring is slightly different. Okay. She steps out. You guys would be right here on the sort of corner of this grassy cliff. Bastille jumps off and continues along the cliffside, this way. How movement is going to work is when you are on the sort of grassy cliffs, you can move along them as normal. You will not be able to get a good sense of exactly where you are when you are in a cave, but you will be moving through the caves. I, on my end, on GM side, have how these different caves network. And as you sort of move through them, you can do survival checks to get sort of an idea of where you are. You can do survival checks to sort of figure out your location as you go, and sort of see a little bit better of how these connect. Your goal, of course, is to find your way down. There are points of interest, both hidden and sort of immediately visible on the map. And when you are descending through caves, you're also moving at as though it is difficult terrain. So you're moving half the distance through the caves. But that is largely your options when you are traveling through here, as you know, trying to make it from this cliff to this cliff is, as you can see, like, you know, like a mile, like the big distances between this sort of stuff.
I could survive all of these.
Some miles. Another important thing to cover as you guys get off onto this grassy cliff, and you notice that the elevator, as you all sort of make the jump over, the elevator continues for a little bit, but stops somewhere in here between. As you guys take a bit to rest, being down below the cloud barrier now, you may level yourselves up to level 3.
Yippee!
While we're pulling this up, can you teach me how to make a new page in the journal?
Yes, I can.
Just add a page?
Yeah,
like
just add page. Yeah. And then you should be able to drag them around and the such. Everybody got their stuff figured out?
I boosted charisma and I got the intimidation skill increase to trained.
Cool. And what did you put your other bonus into?
My ability boost is charisma. My skill increase is intimidation. I have a +1 APP skill in diplomacy. I didn't know if I don't know if you said we are doing that or not. And also,
Yes, we are.
I think I have my skills and stuff all set.
can I get everybody to move their mouse off of the map for a second?
Ah, screenshot.
Yeah. Putting it in the journal, even if we don't have actual access to it in game.
So this is a vertical. Like we're looking at this as if we like sliced a chunk out of the abyss or the hole.
Yeah, it's sort of, for the most part, as much as I could manage with the tools that I have, because I didn't really have good tools for making a vertical map, which I kind of needed to for this one. So think of it as sort of like unscrolled. So technically you can go off the left side and come out the right side if, you know, caves are more so caves than cliffs allow. There are some instances where that can happen. So this is just like an unscrolled version, essentially.
Okay. So when we move here, this is going down then, right?
Yes.
So this would be going back up.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you can. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can expect us to be going up inside the caves too. That's just the thing we're gonna have to deal with.
Yeah.
And
These little openings are caves, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All of the openings are caves. You notice it's hard to tell exactly what it is, but there's like breaks, very, very strange breaks in the rocks, like over here of the breaks in like the hard stone wall, or a fairly smooth stone wall. Like over here, it's hard to realistically see the stuff under you, but you know, for sake of game sense, you can see it. Because it would be way too fucking hard for me to like hide that stuff from you guys.
Fog of War, the entire rest of it.
Yeah, I could technically fog of war it and put like walls under you guys. It's too much. I'm not gonna do that shit. You guys can realistically see it, TM.
So curious about the bottom part, but I know you won't answer my questions, so I'm not gonna worry about it.
I can answer logistical questions.
Huh.
Oh, speaking of logistical questions, after talking to her a bit, for sure, and like, you know, thinking about the combat, first of all, Bastille is a community-made character. Any guesses on who made it?
I remember who made it. So
Who made them?
I'm not gonna.
I also remember who made it.
I'm fairly certain I remember.
Damn, I'm clueless.
All right. It's time for Thinness to take a guess.
Recall knowledge.
I would love to just know.
This is
Rain,
is
right?
Rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
On top of that, you know that she is a swashbuckler.
Okay.
Sick.
I figured one shot by a fucking fighting fan, dude. That's like
Fighting
1d4.
fans. Fighting fans are scary. They're also deadly d6.
Oh.
Cool. Want to at least roll for first encounter?
Hell yeah.
First things first. Where are y'all going to want to be going?
Well, it looks like our option is right.
I want to jump down.
No.
So, there is the cave in front of you that you can enter, or you can continue walking along the path. Bastille took the path,
Well,
so
yeah, that's what I was gonna
it
say. I
is-
don't want to go there.
We'll take the cave.
Cool.
Wait. Question.
What's up?
So this little hole in front of us will go to the cave in front of us and also that other one, or do we just not know where the cave
I don't know.
We don't
Unknown.
know.
is? Okay.
Yeah.
See, Miss is actually being super chill with us because This cave actually connects to this cave.
And then we spend the next 17 sessions in a cave.
Yeah, but then this cave goes over here, so we get massive sickness.
No, we die. No,
you just
if
fucking
this goes
die.
over here. Yeah, if this goes over here, we're dead.
Now we just go really slow.
Even if you go really slow, you're still going up.
I love Chutes and Ladders, the map.
Oh, eels me when I have to go up again.
Damn. Two classic references, Chutes and Ladders and Dr. Jekyll and Hyde.
Wait.
What a session.
Oh, so true.
Dr. Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah,
Bastille.
Bastille.
He's bipolar.
Ah, true.
You can't call all bipolar people Dr. Jekyll.
Huh?
I wasn't, but go off. I was calling her.
Anyways, we're not gonna touch on that one. Cool.
Isn't BPD that shit we're doing right now for our leveling?
Anyway.
Yeah. Let me roll that
Random,
funny.
Random. 7.
There it is.
Wait, so we're going in the cave?
Yeah.
All right, sick.
You
Yeah,
guys.
we're immediately going down to here.
I'm actually thinking like this one goes here, right?
Actually, wait.
And then we immediately jump in this one, right? Here.
This one is the straight down. Let there be a
Oh.
false floor as soon as we enter.
We would die.
I
Again.
wouldn't. I take no damage from falling.
You would fall. You would go down very fast.
I would, but
I'd tank it.
It's not the tanking is not the problem. The fall damage is not what I'm worried about.
I can fight whatever's down there.
Let's go! Isn't it 6 the scary thing?
No.
Oh.
I meant the.
Okay, let me get things set up for you guys as you go into the cave.
I did.
Back in the mines.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
but-
tiny soba token.
Yeah, there you
Tiny
go.
Soba.
Why am I tiny?
I'm not
I mean-
delusional. I told you.
Let me see something real quick. As you all walk into the cave, you go through a couple sort of winding, smaller corridors before it opens up to this bigger sort of cavern, and you immediately notice in the sides of the room these glowing blue flowers. Let me also set the light to be correct. So you can sort of investigate the room as you desire.
Can I please, can I use that's odd? What's odd?
You think the flowers seem odd.
All right, fair enough.
I lit a torch.
I'm gonna like cautiously approach, but can I roll recall knowledge to see if these specifically like just about the flowers, but also to just see if they're giving off like any toxic gas or they will kill me.
Yeah, sure. Are you just looking at them from a distance?
Yeah, I don't want to
Okay.
get close to them.
Cool. So from a couple feet away, you look at them. You see that they are 8-petaled light blue flowers. You don't recognize them as something from the surface. None of your, perhaps it's just because you're not really a botanist. But you certainly don't recognize them as anything that would be on the surface, meaning they're either something natural to down here, or it's simply just something you haven't researched before. However, with your recall knowledge roll, you remember some talks up on the surface when you during your brief stay in town at Martyr's Hollow. You remember hearing them talk about a flower that was found down here that could be used to create share memory potions.
Interesting. In that case, I'm going to approach, and I would like to pick some.
As you put your hands down into a a couple of them and sort of brush them, you hear a cacophony of sound. Some of them are simple words said in passing, like "look over there" or "it's behind you." One of them in particular lets out a blood curdling scream when you knock your hand against it. Finally, as you pick the one, you hear them yell, "The basilisk! Get away from..." And once you pick it, you see it loses quite a bit of its glow, but it still glows softly.
I have a interesting question.
Hmm.
Was Themis wearing gloves when picking those, or like do they
Uh,
have gloves on,
I
or any
don't
kind?
like. I don't have like gloves in my equipment.
Okay,
No.
gotcha.
Everybody here would be hearing this as well. This isn't something that just went straight to Thinnis's head or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
Vortex
this
is
sort
definitely
of rings through the cave.
Okay, that's
Vortex is
definitely.
definitely alerted and looking around for what the source of the sound was.
I turn around and I say, "Don't worry yet. They're from the flowers. Now, granted, there are probably things that happened here, so there's probably something lurking in here. So just stay on guard."
The walls could move again at any moment.
Well, maybe I'd be more worried about this basilisk, but sure.
I'm not afraid of any Bathlick.
Okay.
Evident doesn't know what the fuck a basilisk is. It's just a word to them.
You would more than likely not know.
I don't think any are found on the Northern Crown. That would really make sense.
Well, I'm gonna keep moving forward then.
So with
As in-
the couple that you do pick, Thinnis, do you pocket them?
Yeah, I put them in my inventory.
Cool.
Azadan's also going to pick a few from down here, even if it means listening to the voices again. I'm grabbing them with the hand with the spiked gauntlet on it, testing a theory, and also just grabbing some flowers.
You, as you sort of brush them, you start to hear more voices. These ones are you hear a couple more calm things. You hear a couple similar things. Like you hear mention of the basilisk again. But you also just hear talk between travelers as if they rested here. One of them you just hear like a crackling fire.
Something familiar. Yeah, I'll grab like 2 or something, like just a few. An amount that you think is fine for just like reaching in and grabbing some, and then
I would also say from one of them you hear some of the stuff that Thinnis was just saying. Like you hear his reply to Soba of just like that. Okay.
Huh.
Interesting flowers.
I'd say largely looking through the rest of this cave, unless there is other stuff you were doing. Largely there is nothing much else to be found other than the flowers in this cave.
Soba's gonna go over to these flowers now that he has roughly figured out how they work. And on the off chance adventurers ever enter in through this cave again, he's just going to stand over them and go, "Soba, the great warrior!" And then he's gonna go down and do the same thing to these flowers. Soba slayed the beast with one punch.